Hey, Grant Wooldridge here, the Wooldridge Boats factory in Seattle, Washington. Gonna give you another little walkthrough on a pretty cool new boat we just finished for a guy. 29-foot Super Sport Offshore Pilothouse, but this has lots of neat stuff. So, we'll dive right in. All right, here she is. Pretty impressive, huh? She's going to be heading out into the ocean for tuna, going to be up in the San Juans, Puget Sound, you name it. This boat is going to be exploring, and it's set up to do so, as you can see, and we'll detail here in a moment. Powered by twin G2 250 Evinrude E-Tex. It's got a 15-horse Evinrude kicker, nice easy loader, triple axle galvanized trailer, and a lot more goodies. So let's take a closer look at some of the things on this bad boy. Well, here we are. I'm up on the bow, obviously. I'll name off a few things that this customer's picked out for his boat. It's got the large bow rails open in the front. There's a folding ladder underneath the bow pulpit, which has become more and more popular. You guys like to pull up to beaches and explore. I mean, there's no better way, easier way to get down there. You don't have to hop up and down. Grandma and Grandpa can go with you. Got a nice Profish Lumar windlass winch. Nice C-hook galvanized anchor, chain and rope. Keep you in the bay if you're sleeping at night. This customer likes diamond plate if you can't tell. It's got the diamond plate bow pulpit, diamond plate bow cap, and diamond plate on the front. It looks cool and, you know, keeps it a little more protected up there. Well, here's a nice look at the front of the roof. We've been doing more of these brows, is what we call it. It has a box built to support the radar. You can do a full-blown radar arch, as you've seen us do. You can do the brow with the radar, or you can do the brow with another riser box for a radar. He's got a Garmin GMR 18 high-definition radar, really good. This guy likes lights, if you can't tell. We've got a nice curved light bar up here. What kid would not like a big curved light bar on the top of their matte black Wooldridge boat? Well, I know I would like it, and it looks pretty cool at night. Boy, talk about light up the marina. This thing flat throws some light out there. You can't tell, but he's got recessed lights up underneath here. So at night, if we're trying to light up this area, he's got those too. Optional 2-piece windshield. We do a 3-piece or a 2. There's pros and cons either way. That's another detail. All his antennas and dual trumpet horn and other things on the roof. So all the goodies this guy wanted. One of our coolest features, which you've seen in many of our pilot houses, is the gull wing door. Nobody out there has this good of access out of a pilot house with a cuddy compared to what we do with our gull wing door. It's on gas shocks. It's got 4 lockdowns. You come out, use your pulpit, use your ladder to get on the beach. It makes it really easy getting in and out. Some steps to walk right down on inside. Well, here we are up on the roof. Not something you see every day on somebody's boat, but it's important with ours. We build these roofs light, but very strong. It has an arch from port to starboard and from stern to bow. It's built like a bridge with a few pieces overlapping each other. I mean, I could jump on this thing. It's very strong. You can walk around, put your dinghy, put your crab pots. This is a holster for the customer's life raft. We've not put it up there yet. Of course, you can see some antennas and whatnot. He's got tie-down hooks on here. He's got lights, which you can't see in the back of this brow, which shine back towards the back of the boat. You can just see our bolt-on awning. He's got a flag holder and a little tow post at the back. So the roof is important. Take a look at the roof of the pilot house before you buy it. A flat skin that won't support weight is not what you want. You want the thing tough where you can put some stuff up there. Pretty cool. Well, here's a closer look at the transom. Again, power plant here is not only beautiful, but it has some power and it's quite efficient as well. So we've got twin Evinrude, generation 2, they call it a G2 250s. Plenty of go for this boat, that's for sure. Now these do not have a connecting tie bar. They're both individually controlled with individual interior power steering hydraulic pumps. Pretty cool. I'll show you the controls up front here in a little bit, which makes this special. 15-horse Evinrude kicker. This one he does have connected with a tie bar to this engine, which can be controlled from the rear helm. Down below, we've done our bottom pod extension under the 2 big main engines. Gives us a little more buoyancy, helps us get on step a hair quicker with a load or low when we're running at a lower RPM. You slow down a tiny bit at the top speed, but it gives us that awesome economical cruise and lift in trailing seas or stability when out fishing with a bunch of guys in the boat. He's got a couple transducers on the back of the pod there, both Garmin. He's got one that's chirp. He's got one that's side view, down view. So a bunch of options as far as how we see what is below us and what we're going to catch and take home for dinner. So full width offshore bracket, standard on all our pilot houses. This customer, lots of little details that he specifically chose to have added to the boat, from grab rails in certain locations, LED lights shining backwards, a little sink here separate from his two big sinks, which are live wells, transom door in the center. A lot of times you see one side or the other. He wanted it in the center. That's okay, we can do that. Let's take a closer look at this platform for fishing. Here we are in the rear fishing deck. You can already see a lot of cool things, I'm sure. One is this removable awning. So it's a welded aluminum, bolted down with our canvas stretched over the top, and plenty of rods. That would be for you tuna fishermen who are running out there, running multiple gear. If you're trolling at first, then throwing live bait in, hold all your rods. We've got some rod holders down the side, grab handles on the sides and on the roof. That's standard. Normally, you would see grab handles down below here also, but instead this customer chose to use a product you'd commonly see on the East Coast of the Great Lakes, Midwest, Trax Tech. Cool stuff. So he's got his Brutus pop puller, rod holders. You can move them different locations, tighten them down. Downriggers, obviously he's got his Scotties, and this stuff's pretty cool. So we've had a few customers now want that, and so far I like it. We'll go out and fish and tell you what we really think of the stuff. Rear transom area, a lot of action happens back here. This customer again has that center door. Split tanks. Normally we have one big one, we have two separate ones. Miller Marine cutting board lids. We've welded in curved corners inside of these tanks. We have a recirculating aerator picking up water at high speeds from the bottom of the boat. We also have oxygenators down inside of here, which are putting oxygen back in the water, all again to help keep those little swimmers alive for our trek out to the tuna grounds where the warm water's at. The more frisky they are when we get out there, the better they'll do in attracting tuna. Our 3 transom storage doors in the back. A lot of our electronics, our batteries, pumps, fuel water separators, all that's down below. Miller Marine cutting board. Mike Miller down Miller Marine makes all sorts of cool products. This is one of his bigger boards, actually dimensions that this customer specifically desired. It's got a slider here for putting your fish in, cleaning it, of course all your hook holders and scents and everything else, leaders, and you can move this around. It goes down in rod holders. Also can slide it forward and back. So cool little tool right there. Pretty nice to have my handy dandy little Trax Tech cup holder there for my cold beverage while I'm fishing. Anyhow, cool, more Trax Tech stuff. You can see wash down pump coil down recessed over there. He's got 3 outlets for his wash down. One is the coiled hose that comes out. The other 2 are in these underfloor fish boxes, which also double as storage. So you can see he's got fenders, some rope. There's wash down below, so if you want to run some water in there, this boat has whale diaphragm pumps to pump the boxes out. Some of them we can just have drain right out with the drain plug to plug the drain, or this one has the pumps. So just options. Tie downs all over the place. He's got 4 recessed tie downs in the center for tying down big cooler in case we're really going to try to keep a whole bunch of tuna nice and cold, or whatever else you want to tie down. He's got welded tie downs all around me as well. Little hint at the speaker system or sound system in this boat. It's quite extensive and has some serious pop to it. Got an extra little tray he wanted here. What you cannot see is all the LED lights underneath and down below. At nighttime, this thing is lit up like a UFO. It's beautiful. You can see everything you need to see. He's got downrigger plugs behind this box and at the back. So if he wants to run 4 downriggers he can do that. He can have one up here on the Trax Tech mount, one at the back like you currently see. As you've seen on all of the Wooldridge Boat pilot houses, is our full-length locking rod lockers. Run all the way up through the cabin. Your long rods, you don't need to break them down. They're protected from the elements. Got a gutter with a rubber gasket. When we're hosing down the boat, water's not spraying all over the rods. Pretty cool. Here we are at the rear helm. This is called a steering wheel. This is how we control the direction of the boat. Just kidding. I know y'all know that. Anyways, these are controls. Main engine, fly-by-wire, so they're super smooth. So it's nice and handy at times to run the main engines from the back when trolling fast for something like tuna or when docking. Controls for the kicker engine. Slower trolling, salmon, etc. We can run the kicker. Got our start and stop for the engine. He's got little USB charging outlets here. blustery switches for all the plethora of lights on board this boat. You can see he's got his iPad here and a nice RAM mount. It's attached there to the Miller Marine track. This links in wirelessly to the Garmin electronics, so we can hook right in, see everything else that is going on, whether radar, depth, everything else. Cool little feature. Storage down below. He's got plenty of goodies in there. Got a nice recessed step over in the side for climbing up on the bow. Lots of little thought and detail went into it. Little lip around the top. Nice comfortable rear helm. Main cabin door, nice diamond sea glazed door. Super nice components. We have a little latch there. It opens up about as flush as you can get. There's welded grab handles underneath the top here. Now if you're a guy who likes light, you go big or you go home or you go overkill. Anyways, we have quite a bit of light here in the back with this light bar. Nobody is going to have a problem seeing what they need to see at nighttime. This thing really puts out some illumination. He's got his little Garmin Verb. This would be equivalent to a GoPro, except that it links in seamlessly with all the Garmin electronics. So watching what's going on with fishing, you can control it start stop from any of your Garmin screens. Really cool little action camera, really for anything you want to do. Why not have a second camera up here as well? So this one's got constant feed to his front Garmin screen. So where it comes in really handy is, one, if you're up there and you want to see how everybody's doing fishing, you always have that eye on the back deck, or in a tight marina pulling up to docks, you can see what's going on all around you, kind of like the backup camera on a nice new vehicle or whatnot. Our Miller track, so again, sliding components all around, they come off easy. This guy likes leader holders. He's got some leader holders here, scent holders here, other components there. So cool stuff. Customer likes storage, so we add another storage cabinet on this side. We matched a very similar shape to the rear helm, so aesthetically it looks cool. So this is something he requested. I've not done before, but there's UV charge lights in here. It's hard for you to tell, but if you're going to recharge them lures, we've got a UV blacklight charging station here. Pretty cool. Locking storage down below. blustery switches for many components on board. Got a water spigot here. He went to an extra large freshwater tank, which is down below in this boat, and this customer is going to run water out of this dude, hang a portable propane hot water heater so he can do showers on the back deck, or run a hose in and do a shower inside the head. So a cool, very functional, cost-effective way to get hot water in a very simple manner. So that's what's going on here. About time to check out the cabin quarters. Got my controls. This guy has a tilt. That's kind of cool. And here's why. This is a new Bentley seat, folding armrest. We're on top of a Airwave shock absorbing pedestal. It's really cool. It has a Goodyear airbag in it for the initial impact, and then an actual air shock for the rest, and it's adjustable. Really comfortable when out in the rough water, which I've already tested this boat in. Reason we have the tilting steering wheel is this seat has a folding base. You don't need to tilt it, but if you want to. So standing and driving, If you want to stand and drive, I've got great visibility. The floor is 6 inches above the normal floor. I could bring it even lower if I wanted. If this were my boat, I'd probably drop it all the way bottom if I wanted to stand and drive, but I have great visibility right now when running. So standing and driving, sitting, nice welded footrest we've got there. This is set up very ergonomically for the customer. All these dimensions were literally specific to him. He was involved, he sat here, we came up with everything to fit him perfectly. So pretty cool little layout he has. Closer view of the helm and dash. Garmin 7610 XSV 10-inch touchscreen unit. It's got a screen pulled up here showing the camera on the rear deck, charts. There's a nice Evinrude gauge, touchscreen or buttons. Controls many different features and settings on the Evinrude engines. Fusion stereo, also DVD, Blu-ray. Put your DVD in there, and we're connected audio video to the Garmin screen. There's a TV screen down in the cuddy and a TV screen in the back bar of the cabin here, which you'll see. Another Evinrude gauge, which is in conjunction with the Optimus Evinrude joystick controls the engines separately from each other, and a docking scenario, which you'll see when we hit the water. Much more to come on that. iTroll, this controls throttle, remote throttle setting for the kicker engine. Kind of cool unit. Garmin autopilot for the main engines. He's got 12 volt plugs and USB. Windlass controls for the anchor. Individual wiper switches. Lenco trim tabs. Welded cup holder, because you need a cup holder if you're the captain. Key switch, binnacle controls, Garmin VHF up above, and more blustery switch panels for more switches, speakers, which are all over the place. You can see my visibility is awesome in our boat, as it is all around, but that's a nice shot to see it there. So here I am on the port side of the boat, sitting at the dinette. We have our flip-flop backrest, so one I can be aiming forward, flip her back. I can aim sitting at the table. Grab bars all around for this guy. He's got a glove box here. There's lights and charging units inside the glove box. It's lockable as well. More welded cup holders. You can see LED lights all over the place. Under the ridge here, there's lights all over in the boat. This guy folds down into a bed, as you've seen on our other pilot houses, where this backrest drops, and so table drops, cushion comes over top. You've got a nice big comfortable bed. Got our nice little TV unit here in the back. He's got it mirroring the Garmin at the front, so we can see when we're sitting here having a sandwich. You can see what's going on the back fishing deck, or watch your Netflix, whichever you decide to do. So cool little features there. Alright, well, this gives you a little idea of what the cuddy is like. Plenty of light, obviously, with the windows and the gull wing. The windows are open, sliding screened windows, so if we're cruising along on a hot day, pop those open, or have a nice breeze blowing through the boat. I'm not going to lay down and model the bed for you like I know you wish I would, so I'm going to just sit right here and show it to you this way. Anyways, tons of storage. The center cushions all come out to access the stairs to go on and up out of the gull wing hatch. This customer requested storage down below for, well, basically tackle or whatever. He's got these all over the place. So it's just, there's a space there, so why not put another hatch? You can see playing behind me on the TV is a little bit of fishing action, which of course gets you all hyped up for the next day fishing when you're sitting here relaxing. He requested a TV in there, which is again connected audio-visual with audio-visual cords through the Garmin, through the stereo, and also the secondary TV as well. So cool little section of the cuddy. He's got storage trays up in front, kind of bear with him. Life jackets are sitting. You can see the heater unit right here. So he's got top units for the windows, which is our Webasto forced air diesel kerosene furnace. And he's also heat down here, which aims into the cuddy. There's one that goes back into the head as well. So pretty cool for the little heater. Track here, curtain that comes across if we want to put privacy to separate the cuddy. So a little closer look at our gull wing. A little bit of fishing action. storage areas, and of course you need 2 subwoofers down below to give you that optimum fish attracting action. Another closer look at the Airwave, and again this guy's got more tackle boxes inside of here. That's just storage access. Lots of storage in the boat. Down below, under my feet here, down underneath the cuddy or the dinette, down there as well. Here's the countertop. There's multiple different lengths that we do it in. This one has plenty of room for our Wallace diesel stove, which is also a heater when folded down. Controls are over here. He's got a really cool intense battery system with an inverter, charger, isolation transformer, short power, everything else. So there's controls for the Magnum inverter charger. Over here he's got controls which is called a sea level tank monitor for the different tanks in the boat, from the diesel to the water to the waste. He can tell what percentage they're full. You can see we got trays above the windows both sides of the boat. He has grab handles up by the driver and over by the passenger. More Miller Marine track for all sorts of different components you want. If it's pouring rain, you want to tie up some leaders, well, there you go. Or you want couple, there's all sorts of things. Miller track you can do lots of things with. Nice Dometic sink. Folds up. Cool thing about this sink, this is an upgrade from the sink you commonly see us do, which would be our standard sink. Neat thing is, when it's folded down, you have countertop space, kinda. So it's pretty cool. Got our recessed lights at night if we don't want all of our overhead lights going. We just want a little bit indirect to do whatever we're doing. He has lights here. He's got lights down on the floor. There's lights all over. Really cool lights in this boat. Of course you need your coffee, so there you go. Got a coffee pot, a little bit of storage for knickknacks, whatever it is. Microwave, of course you need that bad boy. More outlets up above. He's got some really neat rod holders on the roof here. They're interchangeable, different sizes, so store all his rods full length up on the roof. Alright, so kind of behind the countertop here, chest freezer. Hadn't necessarily put one of those in a cabin before, but hey, we can do quite a few things. So whether it's keeping things frozen or turning it to a refrigerator level, you have huge capacity, and it still doubles as decent countertop as well. All the controls for the shore power system, again it's all Blue Sea switch panels. What's cool on this boat is I have remote switches to turn the engine battery system, starting batteries, and house batteries on and off from here. So it's, instead of a manual switch that you turn on and off like you commonly see in the transom, which is fine, this is just a hair more convenient. Just push the switch, it turns on and off at the back, just like that. So, alright, here we are again in the best room of the house. All the awesome action happens here. Keep it to yourself though. Anyways, you've heard me say before, I'm 6'2", 6'3". We got plenty of room for standing, turning around, sitting, lots of room. We have a diamond plate floor with a drain because I mentioned before this customer is also going to use this area as a shower. There's curtains, so don't worry ladies. Important parchment paper. This guy has an electric head, so just by the push of a button, we'll flush the water, suck in the water and flush the water. We have a macerator, which is a different switch. We can pump overboard if we're far enough offshore, or suck it out at a suck out station. He also got a heater duct in this boat, so we want a little extra heat inside, so he was awfully nice to his wife, the better half. So that's the head. He also had an extra storage box put in here. It doubles as a step for going out, but more storage. So all right, well here we are over at Lake Washington, not far from the Wooldridge Boat's factory. Going to get the boat out on the water, show you guys how it performs. We're going to do a little bit of playing with the Evinrude Optimus joystick in here, which controls the engines separately from each other, and we'll show you how it works very similar to a bow thruster. And of course we'll go out and run some R's and have some fun. Okay, so now with the joystick, if we want to go to the side, over to the port side, turn her to the port, the joystick, and the engines react accordingly, towing out, one in forward, one in reverse. It's the port engine that's in reverse and the starboard engine that's in forward. Does the same thing except opposite when we go the other way. So I hit over to the starboard side, and now you have the starboard engine in reverse and the port engine in forward. We go to spin, they get more parallel to each other, and we have the starboard engine in forward and the port engine in reverse, and that allows us to spin. Same thing with the other way. You can really fine-tune this thing, so it gives you just that much more confidence when you're in a marina and you're pulling up to something, a dock or a boat or whatever. Just feel a little bit more comfortable. All right, here we are on the lake. You can see how buoyant this thing is. It's sitting right on top of the water. Gets on steps so easy, as you've seen. And the byproduct of all that is we're going to sip less fuel. So you're going to have an economic boat, but you're also going to have a smooth riding boat and a great fishing platform. There's so much room in here for all your buddies. Look how level and stable it is. It's an awesome platform. Get you out there and catch as much fish as you possibly can.